Shaune, we've just seen Mahrajaan. You've got him into Flemington now. How's he done?
Yeah, really good. Look, we were reluctant to bring him straight to Flemington for the previous 3 or 4 weeks, based on the fact that he loves his paddock at home. And I think the key to the horse winning his 2 big races at home was New Zealand paddocks and the environment we can provide back there, which is why we decided to go to Warrnambool, and of course he did particularly well in that particular area. But now we're going to get that little bit of puppy fat off him in Flemington and do some business end work. This morning Declan of course rode him. He just sort of worked off from the mile and then quickened a bit more from the half mile. Got a fantastic action, big lovely stride, and he puts that white face down nice and low and hits the line well. And you've got to really appreciate what a magnificent track this course proper is, and if you get an opportunity to gallop on it, you take it every time. Well, he's laid back, he's hard to rise up, so we're going to take some risks in the Melbourne Cup, but we're 81, we're in a position where our expectation level, the punter's expectation level is not that high, so we've got to throw a couple of wild cards at him and see if we can't get a point of difference to get a couple more lengths or probably more out of the horse.
One thing about him, we know he's got the 3,200 metre record. He's won a couple of those races already. How much is that an advantage?
Oh, I think huge. I mean, as most Melbourne Cup jockeys will come back after the race, and half the field, the jockeys will say, just didn't run the trip out. Well, we don't have that issue. What we don't have, of course, is a turn of foot, a sprint that's usually required to win a Melbourne Cup. So we have to try and find that, and riding him cold's clearly not going to work. As Auckland and New Zealand Cup wins are both when he's been on pace. So we're going to have to leave that to Declan, but he's been proven to be very good at judging pace on some very, very good horses in the past.
Here you are trying to make Melbourne Cup history. How special is this?
Oh, this is the sort of stuff when you grow up as a kid, this is the race you want to be in, When I went up to buy this horse 2 years ago, I expressed to my owners, I want to have a runner in a Melbourne Cup. And the English horses seem to be dominating them recently. But the English horses, of course, spend a lot of time in a box. So he's very much a New Zealand-based. I think he's got here because of his environment in New Zealand. So, just to have a runner is fantastic, and we're here. So, he's long odds, and he's probably entitled to be, but it's just lovely to be part of and we'll be going to all the dances on the way and going on all the rides, that's for sure.
Yeah. The Kiwi punters back home who are taking that 80-1, what can they expect?
Well, they're 80-1 for a reason, I suppose. It's an international race. It's very hard to win. He was fantastic in the New Zealand Cup, and he was great in the Auckland Cup. But this is a whole different level of international racing. It's amazing a horse like him can come from America, be broken in Dubai, go to England to race and spend time in Melbourne in quarantine, go back to New Zealand, down to Riccarton on the plane, back to Sydney, back to New Zealand. So travelling and settling into these places is not really much of an issue for him. But we're having a roll at the stumps. Put it this way: if you drew him in the Calcutta, he's not going to make you smile. But 80-1's big odds. So what's a couple of bucks each way?